So, if you're looking at the Toronto Raptors, this season has been a struggle and it hasn't been good at all. The Toronto Raptors have hit rock bottom. They currently hold the 4th best odds for tanking via Tankathon, and it makes the lottery pick for them to even have this summer the most sense. If you look at this Raptors team, they have a lot of young players and they just lack an all-star caliber roster. But there is potential in this team and their group is progressing mightily, so when you look at this team, why are they struggling? Let's take a look at this. So the first thing I have to say is injuries. Injuries, we all know they're a part of the game. Injuries happen for a good reason. We know injuries, it happens even in all the game of basketball, so you can't take it away. At the end of the last season, injuries have hurt the Raptors' chances of even making a play-in last year. This team's identity has shifted mightily after trading for Pascal Siakam in the new year of 2024. When you do look at Toronto, they've dealt with many players in and out of the lineup. These players include Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, Bruce Brown, and you can even name other people like even Grady Dick as well. You can basically mention this after Bruce Brown, who we basically brought in last season as a trade asset, and he hasn't even played this season. So unfortunately, the injuries have basically continued to persist even to this day now for this 2024-2025 season, and it's led to the Raptors struggling mightily, given to them having a 7-21 record to where they're not in a 500 team. The coaching is not really the same. It's been very much confusing because you don't have Nick Nurse. I know Nick Nurse does just started, but when you're looking at this coaching of this team, it's basically the most confusing coaching you've ever seen. I'll give you an example. Darko, for example, there's times where a player gets hot and he just puts him on the bench. If you look at the coaching of this team, it's very confusing and it's the most confusing coaching I've ever seen. I've really been confused with coaching. Like there's times, for example, where Darko would have a player on the court and they get hot and he would take them off. When I appreciate for the coach who's using their bench and they trust in their bench a lot more, there's times where Darko plays the bench too long and this disrupts the team's momentum. For this coaching strategy, this must be addressed because this has been many things that's basically the instance where their team, as for Toronto's perspective, they build a lead and they basically blow it late in game. Like for example, when I watch a Brooklyn game, they're up, I think, whatever amount of points in the 4th quarter. I don't know if it's a coaching issue, and that's another conversation that needs to be had. But because of this team unlocking their crucial team potential, the coaching decisions have to get better. When you look at the Toronto Raptors right now, for all the games they have a point differential of negative 140 points, and this is an average of about 5 points per game if you do the math. And when you look at it, most of their games are close when for the opponents they face most of the time, it's basically a dogfight in every game. So if you're having a 30% or 40% win percentage, you're 9 or 500, you're basically wondering what this team could be at full strength. With the Toronto Raptors, with them not having a great roster, this leaves them struggling. It's because of the amount of injuries they've been dealing with. And if you look at the coaching staff hasn't been up to par for how this team has been playing. And when you're not getting a full and healthy roster, this leaves them struggling. So I think that Toronto, what they want to do now is they want to keep developing their young core. They want to keep developing the young guys, basically developing their team for the future and onwards. And that's why this Raptors team has been so horrible because, they don't have their full team healthy. The coaching staff is still trying to adapt to players being in and out. And just as a team overall, they're still trying to rebuild and rely on their young guys with building for the future. For more Raptors videos, and let me know if you want me to create a part 2 on this or dive a bit deeper to similar topics. And don't forget to explore 2 other videos and leave a like on this video. If you have any other things for Raptors content that sparks your interest, this is a channel for you and consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.